The rain didn't just fall in Seoul. It screamed against the glass windows of the Hanol University Architecture Studio. Inside, the air was thick with the smell of laser-cut wood and expensive coffee. Zuri slammed her locker shut, the metallic ring echoing through the silent hall. She was tired. She was frustrated. And most of all, she was tired of being the only person in the room who looked like a sunset in a world obsessed with gray. She adjusted her colorful Ankara head wrap, a crown of orange and gold that felt like a shield against the cold stares she got every single morning. Before we dive deeper into this journey of courage and romance, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a huge thumbs up. It really helps us bring more stories like this to life. Also, comment down below right now and let us know where are you watching from. We love seeing our global family. Zuri started walking toward her drafting table, her boots clicking rhythmically. She didn't see him at first. Seo was hunched over a massive 3D model, his black hair falling over his eyes, looking like he hadn't slept since the semester started. He was the top of the class, the golden boy, the one everyone said was too perfect to ever talk to a girl like her. As Zuri passed, her heavy portfolio bag caught the edge of his table. Time seemed to slow down. A delicate balsa wood tower, something Seo had clearly spent weeks building, wobbled, tipped, and then crashed onto the floor into 100 tiny splinters. The entire studio went silent. You could hear a pin drop. Zuri felt the blood rush to her face, her heart hammering against her ribs like a trapped bird. She looked at the wreckage, then up at Seo. He didn't yell. He didn't even sigh. He just stared at the broken pieces with a look of pure, hollow exhaustion. I am so sorry, Zuri whispered, her voice cracking. She reached down to help, her hands trembling. I wasn't looking, I was just. I'm so sorry, Seo. He finally looked at her. His eyes weren't angry, they were curious. He watched her dark fingers pick up the light wood pieces with such care, such genuine hurt for his work. It is just wood, he said, his voice deep and slightly raspy from lack of sleep. Do not cry. It is just wood. It's not just wood. Zuri snapped, the stress of being an outsider finally bubbling over. It's your time. It's your hard work. People in this building already think I'm just a diversity pick, and now I've gone and destroyed the best project in the room. I can't do anything right here. Seo stood up slowly, stretching his back. He walked around the table and stood right in front of her. He was much taller than she expected. Who said that? He asked quietly. Who said you do not belong? Zuri looked away, blinking back tears. Everyone. In the way they look at my hair, the way they whisper when I eat my home food in the cafeteria. It's everywhere, Seo. He reached out, his hand hovering near her shoulder before he pulled it back, remembering the distance between them. They are wrong, he said firmly. Your designs, they have a heart-mind lack. My father told me architecture is about lines. But you design like it is about people. If you are enjoying this emotional build-up, don't forget to like the video and share it with a friend who loves a good romance. The weeks that followed were a blur of shared desks and late-night convenience store runs. The professor paired them up to rebuild the model, and suddenly, the golden boy and the girl with the gold crown were inseparable. But the school wasn't happy. The whispers grew louder. One afternoon, while they were studying in the crowded cafeteria, a group of Seo's old friends approached. Seo Jun, one of them said, laughing coldly. Why are you wasting your time with the exchange student? Don't you have a reputation to keep? Your family wouldn't like you hanging out with someone so different. Zuri felt that familiar sting of rejection. She started to pack her bags, her head down. It's okay, Seo. I'll go study in the library. You stay with your friends. But Seo didn't move. He grabbed Zuri's hand, his grip warm and solid. He looked his friends dead in the eye. Different? Seo asked, his voice dripping with a coldness Zuri had never heard. You mean because she is more talented than all of you? Or because she has the courage to travel across the world to a place that isn't always kind to her? If you cannot respect her, you do not respect me. Move. The guys backed away stunned. No one talked back to Seo. He turned back to Zuri, his face softening instantly. Are you okay? Zuri let out a breath she felt like she'd been holding for 3 years. Why did you do that? You'll lose them. They weren't my friends if they couldn't see how incredible you are, Seo said, rubbing the back of his neck nervously. Actually, Zuri, I wanted to ask, would you like to go to the Han River with me? No models. No homework. Just us. Zuri smiled, a real, bright smile that lit up the entire room. I'd love that, Seo. Make sure you're still with us. Comment Team Zuri or Team Seo below to show your support for this couple. The night at the Han River was beautiful. The lights of Seoul danced on the water. They sat on a blanket, eating fried chicken and drinking soda. For the first time, they didn't talk about buildings. They talked about dreams. Zuri told him about her grandmother in Lagos, who taught her that a house isn't a home unless there's laughter in the kitchen. Seo told her about the pressure of being the perfect son and how he felt like he was living in a cage of glass until she crashed into his life. I used to think respect was about bowing and using the right words, Seo whispered, looking at the stars. But you taught me that respect is about seeing someone's soul, no matter where they come from. He reached over and gently touched one of the gold beads in her hair. This is beautiful, he said. You are beautiful, Zuri. The escalation came when Seo's father found out. A week later, a black sedan pulled up to the campus. A man in a sharp suit stepped out, Seo's father. He met them in the courtyard, his face like stone. He didn't even look at Zuri. He spoke only to Seo. You're playing games, my son. This friendship, it is distracting. You have a future in the family firm. Do not ruin it for a whim. Zuri felt small. She felt like that little girl again, wondering if she would ever truly belong. She stepped forward, her heart racing. Sir, she said, her voice trembling. But clear. I am not a whim. I am a top student. I am a hard worker. And I love your son's mind more than anyone else here. Seo's father finally looked at her. He looked at her straight back, her high chin, and the fire in her eyes. He saw the respect she had for herself, and for a second, his stone expression flickered. Seo stepped beside her, locking his fingers with hers. Father, if you want me to be a great architect, I need to see the whole world, not just the part you show me. Zuri is my world now. If you can't respect that, then you don't know me at all. The silence lasted forever. Finally, the older man sighed. He didn't smile, but he didn't yell. You have your mother's stubbornness, he muttered. He looked at Zuri. Study hard, Miss Zuri. My son does not like to lose. He got back into the car and drove away. Zuri burst into tears, tears of relief, of joy, of victory. Seo pulled her into a hug, hiding his face in her shoulder. We did it, he breathed. We really did it. We are almost at the end of this beautiful story. If you haven't liked the video yet, now is the perfect time. Let's get this video to 5,000 likes. Months later, it was graduation day. The cherry blossoms were in full bloom, covering the campus in a blanket of pink. Zuri stood on the stage, her graduation gown flowing over a stunning dress made of the same Ankara fabric she wore on her first day. She was the valedictorian. As she gave her speech, she looked out into the crowd. She saw her mother, who had flown all the way from Nigeria, crying and waving a small flag. And right next to her mother sat Seo and his father. They were talking. They were laughing. Diversity isn't just a word we put on brochures, Zuri said into the microphone, her voice echoing across the hills. It is the heartbeat of progress. When we respect each other, not despite our differences, but because of them, we build bridges that no storm can knock down. When she walked off the stage, Seo was waiting for her at the bottom of the steps. He wasn't holding a trophy or a model. He was holding a single, beautiful protea flower, the national flower of South Africa, and a small Korean fan. For my favorite architect, he said, beaming. And for my favorite bridge builder, she replied. They walked together toward their families. Two worlds that had finally become one. They knew the road wouldn't always be easy. There would still be stairs, still whispers, and still be hurdles to jump. But they didn't care, because as long as they had respect, they had everything. Thank you so much for watching The Rhythm of Seoul till the very end. This story reminds us that love and respect have no borders. If you loved Zuri and Seo's journey, Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an original story. Comment below with the red heart if you believe love wins every time. Don't forget to like and share. See you in the next story.